Iemma, thanks for your time tonight.
It's very good to be with you, Brian, and good evening.
Are you excited about next week?
Yeah, we're terribly excited, Brian. This is going to be great. A great thing for the state, great thing for Sydney. Yes, marvellous.
Youth Day.
Yeah, I'll stay, Brian. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be staying on, yeah.
Church could do with a win, couldn't it, at the moment?
I think they'd probably be happy with the 4 points from here, yes.
And you've had a bit of a rough trot yourself lately, haven't you?
Brian, we've had a few difficulties, that's no secret, but we're getting through those now. We've got through those, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever get the feeling that you're living in a soap opera?
No, Brian, I don't at all, ever get that impression. I'm the Premier of the state of New South Wales. It's a pretty important job.
Yeah, I mean with John and Belinda, I mean I watch it every week. I mean we love it. The kids adore it.
Brian, this is not a soap. Just because something's on television doesn't mean it's a soap.
And we loved last week's episode. That was terrific.
It wasn't an episode, Brian, as you
what was it?
Rather quaintly call it. It was simply the most recent
episode.
Anyway, Brian, I mean, look, let's look at the facts. You're being silly. Let's look at the facts. 2 people went to dinner.
Yeah, to the Iguana. We know
to a restaurant. They went out to a restaurant.
And they hit the Terps in a fairly big way.
They did not hit the Terps, Brian. They did not hit the Terps. They had a perfectly reasonable dinner, and there was a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Yeah, and the cops came to talk to them. The
police made inquiries, Brian, which is entirely appropriate.
Did you see them talking to the staff? That was terrific.
Brian, let's not talk about this. I mean,
Why not?
Well, because you persist in the view that it's some kind of soap.
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, it's got to be.
Brian, it's not. And I refuse to discuss it any further. Aside from anything else, I'm not going to tell you what's happening in next week's episode. Let's talk about something else.
OK, Mr Iemma, you've passed the annoying legislation.
You're wrong again, Brian. It's not annoying legislation.
Well, what is it?
It is legislation in respect of annoying behaviour. It's actually anti-annoying legislation.
Mr Iemma, what is annoying behaviour?
Well, that would be decided by the police in a given instance.
Isn't that likely to annoy the people being apprehended by the police?
You're being silly, Brian. Can I just say that this is purposeful legislation for the Pope's visit?
So people can be annoying the rest of the time
It's not unlawful to be annoying the rest of the time, Brian, is the point.
Just while the Pope's here?
Just while the Pope's here.
So where are you going to be governing the state from?
From Sydney, Brian. That's the capital of the state.
Well, you won't be able to, will you?
Oh, you're being silly, Brian. That'll
be against your own legislation.
Brian, you're being ridiculous. I am the Premier of the state. It needs to be governed. It will be governed from its capital.
Yeah. It's World Youth Day.
It's World Youth Day. These things matter, but this is terribly important, yeah.
What was the Pope doing when he was young?
He was in a youth movement.
Yeah, where was this?
This was in arrest this idiot. I'm sick of this.